Hi everybody, I'm Maxim, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the things that I did to build my nail business, and I'm just going to go through some conversations I had with clients and some strategies that really worked for me. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is quite often when we get a new client in for the first time, we think that we've got that client for good, and that's just not the case. What the client's looking for in any business, particularly women, is consistency. So what we need to do is we need to look at our environment. We need to make sure that we're consistent in everything we do. So consistency is like from the first time they come into our business, what are they seeing, how are we greeting them, how are we presented. If, for example, if we offered them a coffee the first visit, but we didn't offer them a coffee the second visit, then that wouldn't be consistent. We also need to think about the music that we're playing, the smells that we've got going on. And so you need to be thinking about creating a brand. So when you go to Starbucks, for example, use always a vibe in Starbucks. There's lots going on. You've got the beautiful music, you've got the lighting, and of course there's that wonderful smell of coffee. So what we want to do in our businesses is we want to create a vibe. So really important that you sit down and really think about the kind of clients that you're wanting to attract, because that will obviously determine the vibe that you're wanting to create. One of the things that always worked for me was when someone comes in, I always wore an apron, and so did the rest of my staff, and then that way we always looked consistent, and when a customer came in they could easily identify that we were the team members rather than another customer. So really important, that consistency. One of the other things that I also do with new clients is I put them in the book and I put a number next to them, number 1. And when I'm taking their future bookings, I'm putting number 2 and number 3. And the reason I'm doing that is you never have the customer as your customer until the 4th visit. So that third, working on those 3 visits is really very, very critical. After the 4th visit, then obviously you've got to a point in your relationship where there's a bit more trust, and she's actually made the decision to be your client. So at that point, you can give yourself a really good high five and know that she's going to be in your appointment book consistently, unless she moves house or something happens. What I want to talk about now is the last thing, and it's the most important because it is our business, is your nails. So as far as consistency goes, you should always have beautiful nails. There should be no big gap and no broken nails. By you always having beautiful nails, you're saying to the client that this is the standard that they should adhere to. So if they stretch their appointment out too long and come in with nails that are looking really shabby, then you can say, oh gosh, I don't know how you do it. My nails have to be perfect. Everybody sees your hand when you pay the bills. So personal presentation for me is so important. So what you're teaching your client is that her nails also need to be absolutely beautiful and maintained. So again, when you're dealing with women, think about consistency and think about all the little things, because that's what women notice, and we notice consistency. After the 4th appointment, if you needed to reschedule because your kids were sick or something like that, she'll be much more understanding, because you've reached a point in your relationship where you start to become friends, and obviously by then you've asked a lot of questions about her and you know a lot about her, so we're certainly moving the relationship to a new level. So one of the rules for me was consistency in everything we do, and also track those numbers. Make sure that you know where you're up to with clients on that 4th visit. Thank you.